75 cents per quality hour. That is roughly what you are likely to get out of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom based on the price you're paying at launch on a quality to quantity basis. Now, how that compares to its predecessor and other open world action adventure titles is pretty interesting. Let's check it out on this episode of Value Proposition. Many years after ultimate victory was achieved and Ganon's vile flame was snuffed, a mysterious viscous substance grips the kingdom of Hyrule, causing illness and strife wherever it appears. Zelda, the princess of Hyrule, and her trusty swordsman Link embarks on an expedition to determine the origins of the Crimson Blight. Their investigation leads them down into the subterranean caverns below Hyrule Castle, where they find clues to the kingdom's ancient past. Stumbling upon the corrupted mummified remains of Ganondorf just as the benevolent being reanimates, mutilating Link's right arm and causing the upheaval. Link awakens to a very different Hyrule. Zelda is missing and chaos has permeated throughout the world. Developed by Nintendo exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, Tears of the Kingdom is a direct sequel to the critically acclaimed Breath of the Wild. In this latest rendition within the Zelda franchise, Link trades in his Sheikah Slate and associated abilities for new ones, namely Ultra Hand, Fuse, Ascend, Recall, and Auto Build. Tears of the Kingdom also introduces us to Zonai devices, remnants of our ancestors and proof of their advanced technological achievements, used to explore new underground areas as well as the skies above Hyrule. Fight and experiment in nearly infinite new ways. So then, for the comparative assessment, titles within the same genre, with a similar setting, a comparable look and feel, game mechanics, and or gameplay systems contained within Tears of the Kingdom were identified for comparison. These are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Death Stranding, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Red Dead Redemption 2, of course the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's get nerdy. Critic scores and recommendations are up first, with Tears of the Kingdom being received very well by reviewers, achieving an aggregate score of 96, and nearly all critics also felt that this is a near masterpiece on launch day, ending up with a 97% critic recommendation ratio. In his review, Tom Marks from IGN noted, "The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is an unfathomable follow-up, expanding a world that already felt full beyond expectation, and raising the bar even higher into the clouds." These sentiments were shared by Stephen Watts from GameSpot. Tears of the Kingdom is a triumph of open-ended game design that pays homage to the best parts of the Zelda franchise's own storied history and sometimes exceeds them. Finally, Joel Franny from Games Radar only had good things to say, with Tears of the Kingdom sets a standard for immersive gameplay that most major games don't even try to achieve, let alone match. Combining the 125 critic reviews available, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom finishes up with a near-perfect gaming analytics quality rating of 94.8, sharing the number one slot with From Software's 2022 Game of the Year, Elden Ring, with Breath of the Wild only a breath behind, coming in at third with 94.1. To be fair, the top 6 positions are fairly close, when purely looking from a quality point of view. Moving on and taking a look at the total gameplay duration, Tears of the Kingdom actually manages to displace the previous content king in Elden Ring, with 77 and 76.8 hours on an average playthrough. Assassin's Creed Valhalla creeps its way onto the podium, which I assume will be the last time we see of it, based on this extremely highly competitive field. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt ends up in 4th position with 75 hours, and Breath of the Wild claims its spot in the top half with an average of 73 hours per playthrough. The rankings do shake up slightly for the 100% completionist out there, but Tears of the Kingdom holds on to its top slot with 211 hours, followed by Breath of the Wild with 185 and Red Dead Redemption 2 yippee-yay-its way into 3rd place. Combining the time spent on an average playthrough and the quality rating determined from Critic scores and recommendations sees Tears of the Kingdom again end up on the top slot, sporting 73 quality hours. Elden Ring finds its now familiar place in second with 72.8 quality hours, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt behind them with 68.4. Breath of the Wild barely misses out on a podium position with 68.2 quality hours. If you're planning to 100% Tears of the Kingdom, then you are in for north of 200 hours worth of quality content to discover, collect and complete each one of the 152 shrines, 102 light routes, 15 sky towers, 14 main stables, 4 great fairies, 12 tiers of the dragon, 30 device dispensers, 2 tech labs, 7 bargainer statues, 1000 Korok seeds, 58 wells, settlements and other named map locations, special shops and crystal refineries, as well as discover each one of the caves and chasms scattered throughout and below the playable game world. Averaging the total quality hours between the main ways of playing Tears of the Kingdom means that there is more than 115 hours of quality gameplay to enjoy. Next up, let's have a look at the launch prices for the titles compared to Tears of the Kingdom. At launch day, you could pick up a copy of Tears of the Kingdom for $69.99 US, similar to the most of the games released on the current console generation, whereas previous titles would have put you back $59.99. Adjusting these launch prices to account for inflation, we can see that despite the increase in prices between generations, we are in fact paying less for a copy of Tears of the Kingdom today than 90% of titles reviewed. For example, even though a copy of The Witcher Wild Hunt was priced at $59.99 when it released back in 2015, in today's money it would in fact be closer to $76.78. Now, if only our wages and salaries kept up with the depreciation of the value of money earned. Using inflation adjusted price points for our 10 game sample reveals that Tears of the Kingdom provides the best bang for your buck at 75 cents per quality hour, removing Elden Ring from its pedestal at the top of the heap. Breath of the Wild, The Witcher Wild Hunt and Assassin's Creed Valhalla rounds out the top 5 places with $1.09, $1.12 and $1.18 per quality hour respectively. So, on that basis, not only is Tears of the Kingdom one of the most critically acclaimed titles in the open world action adventure genre, but also takes value provided to a whole new level, dethroning Elden Ring, something I did not expect to happen this soon after its release. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and check out some of the other playlists on the channel, like the quality versus quantity game rankings, top 10s and more. Please consider subscribing and leave a comment, and I truly hope to see you all again soon.